Okay, well, let's start it right now. This is Mature Adult Time. I'm Art Hernandez.
Eric Kazmarowski.
Mel C.
Serafina Costanza.
Bradlys Philoctete.
is with us today.
Hell yeah. And we're about to talk about this shit. So we were bringing up that Mike Pence's football stadium walkout was staged.
Yeah. So it turns out So if you don't know what happened yet, he showed up for a Colts game, whoever they were playing, and he stood up for the anthem, hand over the heart, and then he saw a couple of players kneeling, so he left. But it was all completely staged. All of the media that traveled with him were told to stay in their cars, because he was probably going to make an abrupt exit. Trump was already on Twitter being like, "Yeah, I asked him to leave. If there was anyone kneeling, I asked him to get out." So
Right, but can I say this?
It cost $250,000 taxpayer dollars.
What's more disrespectful to the national anthem, kneeling down or walking out on it?
He stayed for it. He walked
Oh,
out
he
on the
did?
players after. He said he walked out on the gate.
Speaking of that, who was it? That's what I heard last night, that there was a game where there was a couple of guys that sat down and this girl got up out of her seat and walked over and poured a beer on them or something. And
It was a
yelled at
Laker
them.
game.
It was
Yeah,
a
it
Laker
was-
game.
yeah.
I heard about this yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Some chick, and she pulled her Twitter right after it happened. In the video, she goes down to him and she's like, "That's so disrespectful," and just throws Coke or Pepsi or.
Oh, of course I said beer.
It was
It's
dark as shit.
disrespectful,
It's disrespectful
but
because
that's
it's Coke.
assault.
Exactly.
That's assault. What's fucking worse?
And to be honest,
What a
in the
bitch.
video, it doesn't even look like they're kneeling down because it's at Staples Center, so you can just see they're kind of just sitting.
They were just
Right.
so high up. That
Like I do with all stories, was the person white? Were the people black? I didn't even know the race of the people.
They were.
Sorry.
I couldn't tell either. They were dark Armenians or light skinned brown dudes.
You know what I'm funny? It's
That
funny.
wasn't getting up?
Yeah.
I like that Bradless asked that because I always ask what the race is, and my dad always gets mad. Why does it matter, Melania? I'm like, you're the biggest racist towards your own race. Like, my dad hates Latins. Like, dude, what are you doing with
No,
yourself?
my grandfather
That's 'cause that's
too.
his whole
He used
approach.
to
But the
talk
thing is-
so much shit.
He's the brightest brown guy I know.
I don't
Mine
care.
was
I don't
dark.
care what
Even
the
more
story
white than
is.
dark.
It doesn't have to be like, oh man, this girl fell down the street. It's like, she black? I'm like, no, okay, cool. Continue your story.
Yeah, but that's a trip. So this guy planned to do that they're
Who are
rallying
they
something.
playing? Who are they playing?
The Patriots are playing. I don't know. Who cares?
No, it was the
Who was it?
Colts.
Who was
It was the
Oh,
Colts.
the
Oh,
Colts.
because he's from
Yeah.
Indiana. He's from Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Birth of the KKK.
So this is what Trump's
I
biggest
heard about
concern is?
Both of them. They're staging shit. They're
Like,
this is
not,
a-
like, what other bigger problems do we have? Like,
This is what
Hurricane.
the big ocean. I'm glad that he got through the big ocean and actually made it
Ocean
to
water.
the ocean water.
Ocean water.
Wait, did you guys hear how he was saying it? Puerto Rico.
Oh yeah.
Puerto Rico. Every
Fuck
time it
that.
seemed like it hurt him to say it, so he had to go, "Ooh, Puerto Rico." I was like, oh, man, dude.
No, I think that was him trying really
Like,
hard.
his
He was I'm
body
gonna
was
put some- I'm gonna put
rejecting
a Latin flair in
A
this.
brown word.
Dude, come on, man.
Too much,
Let's stop talking
too
about
much
that guy.
Spanish words in my mouth.
Right? Even the words are spicy. Am I right?
I think he was saying it
Puerto
that
Ricans
way.
don't eat with spice, just saying.
I think he was saying
As
it that
Puerto
way
Rican.
because he wanted to say something racist afterwards. I saw that video, and then some woman was like, "We love you, Trump." I was like, "Fuck, I can't say what I really want." Puerto Rico, you broke motherfuckers. Pay for your own shit.
Yeah, didn't he say "Oh, you guys are hurting our budget"?
But it's
Yeah.
okay. Like, fuck
He compared it
this.
to Katrina.
God damn.
The amount of casualties weren't enough. He said when it's something big like Katrina, like, you asshole.
A real tragedy.
A real tragedy.
That's what he said. A real one.
A real
A
tragedy.
real
I
tragedy.
heard something. Because I
I can't
have
believe no
not.
Puerto Rican woman beat his
He's like,
ass.
if
That's
you had
the
a
biggest-
Trump Tower in Puerto Rico, maybe I'd care more. Your
Like,
vacation rates would go up.
Honestly, Puerto Rico for the longest time had the highest domestic homicides, and it was the women towards the men. Also.
Yeah, they're crazy,
The
dude.
stats, you
I
know
don't
what I
mean to
mean?
laugh, but that's-
So,
All
mean-
Puerto Rican men are.
I was like,
because you're black.
So Jennifer
Exactly,
Lopez
it's the
was
race
beating the
card.
shit out of Mark Anthony all this time.
You know
Hello,
she
why do you think
does.
she can't keep a man? I mean, damn.
Yeah, she's probably pulling knives
She's
on
fucking
this shit.
badass, but she's a Puerto Rican.
That's why I got
We're faulty,
insurance to
dude.
date
Like,
Puerto
we're
Ricans.
dangerous.
So there's
But
like
also, I
a
don't fuck around. How many? Finally evening the card Men fucking kill women all the time. Puerto
Why do you say
Rican.
finally? You're just choosing a side. Choose a
Yeah.
side of not murder.
I am. Okay,
I was
you're
just
right.
talking about Puerto Ricans.
Not
You made it
murder,
about
but,
men.
but who gives a shit?
Damn, what's
It is
really
a-
on your
it is a
mind,
sort of
Serafina?
progress.
Let me know. I said Puerto Ricans.
It's a sort of
I made it a
progress.
race thing.
It's a sort of progress or regression,
Yeah.
the way you think about it. It's like, okay, women are finally strong enough to kill their significant other.
Finally, they've always
Why
been.
yeah, they always have. I grew up with women that would kill
How
men.
did this turn into women in general? I
'Cause you
said Puerto Ricans. We were talking about Puerto Rico. You guys
You said-
rudely
you said-
interrupted
Puerto
me.
Rican
you said-
women.
said
My
women
point,
were
yes,
killing
women in Puerto Rico. My point before I was interrupted and we caught off guard. I was saying I can't believe no Puerto Rican woman tried to rush Trump because I sure would have. I would have been that Puerto
Oh,
Rican.
they got him. They only no. He's not
no.
letting him in.
No.
Let
He
the
was
good
fucking
ones in.
tossing paper towels to them like he was Curry.
You know how much ocean they have to travel
He
to get
was.
there?
He was shooting.
Yeah, he was
Hell
like
no.
fucking 2-point
I mean-
shooting.
They all can just take a plane though.
But if people liked him, wait, someone was.
They can take a plane and just
Pitbull.
go to
I heard Pitbull took
New
his
York.
private plane and was just doing back and forth, just bringing fools to America.
Pitbull.
He's Cuban.
You know who's not there? You know who's not there in a time of crisis right now for Puerto Rico?
Huh.
And that is one Daddy Yankee. Where the fuck is Daddy Yankee? Gasolina?
Yeah.
That was a tacky, but that was a
How'd you know I wanted burger? Did you just take to an accident?
It's like, yeah.
I mean, I
I
wanted
mean,
it. I
wait,
was
you
thinking
need this
it.
bread, girl. Cause I remember seeing,
Money.
Wait, I don't know who that is.
he had this song. He was a reggaeton, or is a reggaeton artist. I don't know. Did he make it
Was.
through that? Did he make it through the hurricane?
Yeah, he got his in one of the lists of losses.
He got
it was
so
Daddy
serious.
Yankee. Oh no.
In memoriam, Daddy Yankee. Celia Cruz. I thought she was Cuban.
She was.
She was Cuban. He was campaigning for Trump or John McCain. I can't remember because I smoked way too much weed. But I remember he was like there at school. Like I was like, why the fuck is Daddy Yankee? And like he's wearing like a Fila outfit in the New York hat.
You just answered your own question.
And I'm just
That's
like-
why he ain't in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Hello. He was at a campaign for one of those schmucks.
I'm saying Daddy Yankee, Don Omar, Tego Calderon. That's my extensive knowledge of reggaeton artists. By the
You've
way.
hooked up with a lot of
That's
Latin
pretty
girls.
good,
That's
though.
pretty good. You know the good ones, the ones that matter.
Yeah, he's from Miami.
From Miami?
Yeah.
Oh, what part of Miami are you from?
The part where the Latin girls who I mean.
Oh, Miami.
Oh, they all love you.
North Miami Beach.
North Miami Beach.
Yeah.
Oh, so by by
Aventura. It's like
Aventura Mall. I like that place.
Oh yeah, I remember going to Aventura Mall and having to get kicked out because Michael Jackson came in and they shut down the whole mall.
He's like, I'm buying everything.
And they were like, you can't come in. I was like, why? I was like, oh, Michael Jackson's here. I was like, that's not a thing. That's not a thing where you can stop me from
Yeah,
going into
I
a
get-
place.
I get
It's like,
it.
where is he in the mall? It's
In the
where you-
kid children's section. I ain't even going to those places, bro. Let me in. I promise. I'll stay away.
Is KB still a thing?
I don't know. I remember
think
them
so.
though.
I stole stuff from the Aventura Mall when I was younger.
Hey,
That's all I
allegedly.
remember. Allegedly.
They're out of business. Doesn't matter. That's like saying I stole stuff from
I
Walmart.
allegedly stole from a store in a mall.
I mean, don't act like you don't do it. Somebody's done it once. in
Well,
their
my
life
mom
from their mom.
I was there with my mom. She was getting her nails done. I stole from a store. She caught me.
How's she
but-
let you get your nails done?
My mom didn't call me. The girl.
Oh.
I went to pay for a scrunchie, and the girl who was selling the shit was like, "You sure you don't want to buy anything else?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure." She's like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah, bitch, I'm sure." So I leave, and
She
she was
gave you an
pregnant.
out.
Yeah.
She was pregnant. And so she like chased me down and had the security, and they're like,
That's
"You stole
illegal.
a ring, you stole a ring." And I was like, "I did not steal a ring." My mom came out and was like, "How dare you accuse my daughter of stealing shit?" And I was like, "Mom, I swear to God, I did not steal a fucking ring." Because I didn't. I stole earrings, bitch. No. If you're going to catch me all the way. You can't half catch my ass because I'm too slick, bitch.
You know what? I got caught for stealing.
And I didn't even lie to my mom either.
You
'cause
told
I
her
was-
after?
Did not work.
No,
Oh, no.
because I didn't steal a ring.
I would have just told my mom, but that's because my mom's bad.
This is how I feel like a lot of people justify. I'm not lying because I'm just not telling
I'm
you
just-
the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I remember I was with my uncle, and he was living with us before he got deported back to Haiti, and I stole
Oh, yeah,
like a
you are.
bunch of.
You're Haitian.
Yeah, I
Miami.
stole a bunch of gummy bears. I stole a bunch of gummy bears, but I also stole like a bunch of soap and
What,
shampoos
like
and shit.
loose gummy bears or
No,
like
like a package. I had like these cargo pants, and then I put them in there, and I stole like Zest soap and Dove soap,
Oh,
Zest
nice.
is the best.
and then like
Holy
these little
thing.
like baby baby shampoo no
Like
tear
your options.
Oh, yeah.
no tear
Yeah.
shit, and then so we're in the car, and my uncle's like, I know you stole the candy. I was like, I didn't steal shit. It's like, I know you stole the candy. So I just pull out the candy, and then I was like, but I also got this. He's like, oh, you got soap and shit? He was like so proud. He was like, that's how you fucking steal. I'm like, yeah.
We need
So,
them.
yeah. He's like, you're so mature for your age.
The reason why he said Haitian was because in Miami, people don't know Haitians out here in California. It's very rare. Like in Miami, you go out there and it's Cubans, Dominicans, and Haitians. Out here, it's very different from Mexicans.
I know,
So
they're Compton and Inglewood and
Hell that.
who you saying?
Hell that.
What you saying, man? You know what?
You sound just like your mom when you asked
Dude,
that.
I used to steal shit all the time.
How did we get from Trump being an awful person to?
Oh no,
this
Pence
is
was
planned?
staged that whole thing.
Well, like,
Just a
but
rally.
who are they playing? That's the question I asked. Like, who are
They're
they
just
playing?
trying to rally that fucking thinning
No, I
ass
think-
base that they
Yeah.
have of extremists. That's all they're trying to do.
It better not be like an easy
Like
team
the
to
national
like.
anthem matters, dude. How many people are just pissing when that happens?
Well, I got
Are they ruined for holding their dicks?
They're making it a thing when it shouldn't be a thing. And since when? I'm sorry. Since when is football so fucking patriotic that we need to do that? People are. It's literally like you're getting brain damage and shit.
I'm sorry.
the
But
49ers.
Oh, that's
Imagine
bullshit.
that.
That's why.
San Francisco
such an easy-
49ers.
That's shooting fish in a fucking barrel.
Yeah, you're
You
picking.
go, oh, the gayest town. And
I know,
no,
San
It was in-
Francisco.
It was in Indiana.
But
But still, it's against.
I know, what the fuck is
every
Indiana?
fucking started the
Yeah,
whole
every
thing.
fucking.
Most Americans don't even know where that is.
Every like Trump voter would be
Oh
like,
yeah,
"Yo,
it is.
San
It is
Francisco
the team
with
that
them gay
started the whole
liberals."
fucking thing.
That
What's
Kaepernick
his name?
used to play
Yeah,
for the 49ers,
fucking-
and that's what started it.
Fuck
Do
that.
that shit against
But
Texas.
that's exactly what
Yeah,
they're
no,
doing. They're
They're
fucking
not
trying
gonna
to
walk down
rally their.
Texas game. They would call him a bitch.
Well, and the other thing I saw, because the Super Bowl is going to be in Minneapolis this year, so I saw that, like, as part of I don't know, they won the bid, they paid $1 billion for it, however much you have to pay.
It's
Like,
super crazy.
the steps to get the Super Bowl, like, even if you're just bidding for it, like, you have to give the NFL access to, like all these free flights, like free hotels, free golf courses, like all this shit for like 18 months leading up to it. And then they can just be like, yeah, we're not going to do it there. We're going to go do it over here.
Oh.
So like,
Just saying, it's Minnesota.
yeah. And they built a brand
They're
new.
spending
they
all
ma-
their money for it.
Yeah,
They should do it in
they
Puerto
spent the
Rico.
money.
Just make that the new Super Bowl stadium. Like every Super Bowl's in Puerto Rico. It'll boost their
It's
economy.
dumb. They
But now
should have the
there's-
Super Bowl in the same place
It won't
every
fit.
year.
But now there's groups that
No,
are
'cause
calling
they
for.
people buy it.
They're calling for if the NFL won't ban kneeling during the national anthem, they don't want planes to land there for the Super Bowl. They're like, if you stand or don't stand, don't land. Is the tagline they're going
That
under.
doesn't make sense.
I know.
hard.
It's
This is
the
beef.
amount
This
of
just sounds like high school
PR that
beef.
people are trying to grab out of this for no fucking reason makes you wonder what really is going on right now.
This is why, like,
This is literally, we don't educate our children. Like we're worried about this shit. Like the country is talking about this when we should be thinking about, hey, what's an effective way to educate our children and to get health care to people who need it in this country. That's what we need to be fucking talking about, and not
Absolutely,
worrying
but I'm
about
also wondering what these guys
fucking
are
what
lying
the
to me about.
fuck. Like,
but
why
black
are they?
people are kneeling.
Because this is the land of the free fucking, the free law over here. These fools are doing whatever they want. They
They
don't
are,
care
yeah.
about us. Like
Like,
land of the free, they are the free, and we're just on their land.
Exactly,
and
they're
that's
trying
it.
to get
I saw an
fucking
article
money.
today saying Trump's businesses are losing money in Scotland. I was like, aren't you supposed to give all that shit up when you become president? Not just like, here we go. Don't worry, my son's got it, who also works for me. I don't, it's just weird.
We've reached a threshold where we don't care anymore.
Wait, do you guys remember during the week, I'm not really clear on this, but he lined up all his generals and did that like, this is the calm before the storm.
No,
Like, what
I
storm? He's
saw-
like, you'll see.
Yeah, I know. And he's like, you see, just notice. I got all my military
That's
here.
That's all that he fucking does, and he does the same fucking bullshit over and over again.
Yeah, but like,
And he didn't even blow anything up.
the only time I see like all these military generals gathering like that is like old Nazi photos. That's where I've seen that shit. I'm like, I'm sure like, yeah, Bush did that thing on the ship, but that was like one admiral of the ship and the rest of the people that run that ship.
I
There's
personally thought
always
that was
generals.
awesome, by the way, when he landed the plane on the
Yeah.
air. I know everyone's like,
Mission
the
accomplished.
mission.
Mission
I'm not
accomplished.
talking about
yeah.
the theme of
So
it,
dumb.
but a fucking president like landing a fucking airplane on. That's like some George Washington
Nah, he didn't
on the
land
fucking horse with your fucking bayonet.
No, he
like,
was like the guy in the back seat. He got out of a plane that landed.
Oh, he's like, oh.
You know how those jets said like Top Gun? He's
was
like
the
the
goose.
goose.
Yeah, he was the
Oh, he was a two-hander? Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, dude, there's no way you think that
He's just
guy can really
navigating?
fly a jet? No,
He can fly a jet.
Maybe.
Melania.
He was a
Hey,
pilot.
y'all, I don't want to talk
an
about.
absentee.
I don't think
I
we
mean, he
should
still knows
waste.
how to fly planes.
Yeah, that
I'm
makes
done.
sense.
I'm done talking about.
Yeah, I'm over it, but can I just change it up for a little bit and just
Of
let you
course.
guys know that Peter Dante just sent me the secret? Do you guys know what the secret is, and do you know who
Yes,
Peter Dante
it's
is?
stupid, and yes, I know
It's not
Peter Dante.
stupid. You
The
think it's
secret-
stupid?
The
I think
rules
it's
of
great.
attraction.
I also think.
I think it's
great.
cute. I really think that it's cute that Peter Dante sends me this shit.
No, that's great that you
like
sent
that's
me
the
that.
homie.
But still,
I
like,
wanna
I
read
think
it.
the secret is bullshit.
Can I read it to you guys for Monday, October 9th?
Yes, for
The
sure.
importance of feelings cannot be overstated. Your feelings are your greatest tool to help you create your life. Your thoughts are the primary cause of everything. Everything else you see and experience in this world is an effect, and that includes your feelings. The cause is always your thoughts. Just wanted to
Yeah,
just read
I
it
thought
to
we
you.
all knew that.
Yeah.
Captain
Hey,
Obvious.
What does that mean?
Hey, yo, down to your own.
It means that.
You chew food with your own teeth. Okay, I know.
No, I'm not
That's
like
beautiful.
someone who's like, oh, heavy into The Secret, but I know what The Secret talks about, and I do believe that there is some, like, if you're thinking positive and you generally look at the world as glass half full instead of half empty, you're gonna have a better time, and it seems obvious, but
Yeah, but
people
that's not a secret.
That's not, if you walk around looking for negativity, you're
Oh, I'm
gonna find
sorry. Was I
negativity.
finished?
No.
Or did you just interrupt me?
Negative Nancy's,
I was-
pessimistic
was I
Peters.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. No,
Interrupted.
it's easier said than done, and what this is saying is just keep reminding yourself, like, if you're feeling bad, think about like why you're feeling bad, and then make a positive change. And it's harder for some people to do. Some people can't do it at all.
We
Yeah,
just go to the
absolutely.
cinema.
I just think it's I'm just saying like I think it's weird when they tell people like make your board and stare at it and then your things will happen. And like you should go and work too, like work towards it, right? Not
Well,
just
yeah,
hope.
but they don't say not to work and not to do that.
And
At
so
all.
that's like your first step. It's like, oh, if you're gonna do it, write it down. Then it's gonna
and
motivate.
envision
But a lot of
it
people
and
just
help
don't do
you
shit.
envision it, and that's a step. And then he's like, this is what I want, and then you're making moves towards that. And you see it every day, and that reminds you what you want. Because you live a life where you're doing a bunch of shit, and then you forget, like, hey, what's my goal, really? And it kind of keeps you on the same track and focuses you. And I think
Yeah, but
to
I didn't
each
learn
their
that from
own.
The Secret.
No, to each their own. But there's no reason why to talk shit about something that's helped a lot of people out. If it
I
has.
mean,
Has it?
I talk shit about the Bible. It's helped a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. I talk shit about
I don't
the
think
Bible
the
all
Bible
the time.
really
So
has
do
helped
you.
a lot of people.
Oh, I think
It's totally helped. Totally helped
it's
people.
definitely helped tons
When
of
you're
people.
rock bottom, the Bible
But
will
how
totally
many?
save your
But
ass.
I don't
compared
believe
to how
anything in
many?
it, but I believe it's helped.
Compare.
Yeah,
but
I'm the same way.
The Bible has also killed people, like
Oh, yeah.
crusades. and
So
stuff
has The
like that,
Secret.
Yeah, so is the
Anything-
Secret.
okay,
You know some motherfucker
anybody-
died trying to
God,
pin
you
their
guys are
vision
so
board above their
frustrated.
bed. And
You guys are so insecure sometimes.
I think
it's so
I think
frustrating.
that anybody
You
will
guys work
find
for the
whatever they
secret.
need to comfort themselves. Though whether it doesn't matter what it is, because you can make light of a situation. My daughter's father, I told him that I didn't want to talk to him. He's in jail. I told him. He said, "Well, what should I do with my time?" I said, "You should read a book."
Yep.
And then he got put in
Now
the
he's
hole.
Muslim.
And the only book, or the only thing he could do in the hole, was read the Bible. And he's been finding comfort. And for me, when I was in jail for a week, I remember I was facing something, and I remember the only thing that I sang to myself the whole time I was in jail was fucking Strawberry Fields Forever by the Beatles. I can't tell you why that song fucking kept me company, but when I tell you I sang that song in my head over and over and over again for a week straight, like going through it, and I found comfort in that.
That's
and
in your comfort
it's
zone.
weird. It's weird. It's super weird.
No, yeah, exactly.
So, anything,
like I'm not
anything.
religious, but sometimes when I like need something, I find myself saying like the prayers that I was brought up saying, because that was just something I was used to doing, and it reminds me of like my grandmother. You know, not that I actually believe in the prayer that I'm saying, but sometimes just like thinking about it brings me comfort.
Do you know
I
what
agree
Trump's
with that.
favorite book is?
Again with Trump.
The Power of
Is that
Positive
one?
Thinking.
Did he write that?
He's a hater.
That's no way.
He's got nothing about
That's
positivity.
a fucking lie. Trump's favorite book has to be one by that he wrote.
You
Quote,
never
unquote.
read the book.
Trump has hella
Yeah, he had
books.
ghostwriters.
Yeah, no,
He's
the Art of the
taking-
I know
Ghost
that
Rider
one of
by-
those
And
definitely
that
is
guy
gonna be
hates
his
him.
favorite.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any buildings either. He just lets people pay them to put his name on them. Like, you know.
It's so sad.
I do feel like that's his favorite. Like, it's a comic's dream to be Trump, or like any narcissist. Like, he's like the perfect narcissist. Like, he did it. Like,
He
every
did it
narcissist
perfectly.
wants everyone to talk about him.
Yes.
Like, you can't turn on the news or the radio or a coffee table anywhere.
yeah.
That's like that. I feel like that
Come on.
feeds him at night. Like,
Yeah.
he's like in the Matrix, just
He's
all that
just
hatred.
like,
He's like, they're talking about me. I can feel them talking about me. They're talking about me.
That's why he's on Twitter constantly. I follow this guy on Twitter. It's nonstop. It's
I
amazing.
can't. I don't even know how to figure out Twitter. So
It's the worst. I hate Twitter. But I go on and I look at this guy's thing, and it just bothers me because his numbers. The only time I see Twitter, it's on his number. They're moving constantly. Like the likes and the retweets and all that, they're constantly moving. Every time I look at Twitter, the rest of it's kind of stagnant. You know, when you upload.
how's Justin Bieber doing on Twitter? Is he
Fucking no
doing better
idea.
than Trump? Is he-
Justin
he's out there
Bieber
helping Puerto Rico.
has a big old D. I know that.
I heard it was average. I thought it was like,
You know, you bring up a big old D around some
Surgically
men,
enhanced.
and they have to immediately be like, "Oh God,
no,
I
I'm
heard
just saying what I heard.
differently."
It's not about anything.
All right. So where did you hear he had a big old?
I saw it on the internet,
Yeah. Fish lens.
Hold up, but what?
Fish
and his
Yeah.
fucking. Here's what was most shocking about his dick, though: the video or
was
the
Yeah, did it?
The photo.
Backup singers.
the photo that I saw. His fucking pubes were out of control, like just crazy 70s style,
Like a little kid who's never told, because no one's told him.
You know on The
cut your
Simpsons?
bush.
You know on The Simpsons, Marge's sister,
Selma?
like the twin sisters.
Yeah.
It was like both of their heads like on his fucking.
Well, one's a
dick.
triangle and the other's like a rainbow.
Oh yeah, the twins
Sisters, yeah.
that smoke all the
They
time.
have like fucking big ass hair.
So he has purple pubic
Yeah, because
hair.
they're both, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
that's
both
why
of
they're
those.
married. They're with each other. One married Char McClure.
What's the point of fucking Justin Bieber having his dick out anyway?
Dude, I'm
Well,
telling you,
well,
it's just a
Calvin
leaked
Klein.
photo. It's a leaked photo. I want Justin Bieber to
leaked
come
photo.
here and pull his dick out in front of me now, and I'll be like, that's a good.
So his dick was like camera ready.
Yes, exactly. A camera ready dick. It's all
Justin
in there. There's
Bieber's
no
There's pro- there's
dick
probably a
is
picture.
not. What I'm
Your dick
saying
is always
is
camera
not.
ready, Art. You can relate.
Basically, what you're trying to
It's
say
not
is
camera-
Justin
it
Bieber
wasn't
thought he had a
camera.
positive dick, and he said it was big, and with the secret, you know, you just manifest that.
Yeah,
First of all, it wasn't camera ready. It could have used grooming. That dick.
you're right, but he's Canadian, eh? Maybe that
Yeah,
keeps
keeps
him warm.
Gotta stay warm up there.
Yeah,
You're with your California standards, eh?
yeah. His dick is on the metric system.
Right? That's right.
That's why it looks so big.
It's not a standardized American dick.
Yeah, you don't know. But
I thought it was a comedy podcast. I'm sorry.
it is. She's.
It is.
I thought you were looking at it. I'm not gonna
She
say
got
that.
furious.
I just am a very big fan of dicks, and
You're very
dicks
protective
are-
of his dick.
I'm protective of every dick. I'm an equal dick opportunist. They're all fine. They're all fascinating.
So, if you would compare his dick to like a gold record, a platinum record, or diamond, what is it? Is it like a gold record?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
couldn't get like I have to see it at different angles to really have like a.
That's what I said.
Opinion.
Is it a
Show
platinum
it to me.
dick?
I don't want to see a picture. How
But,
does it have a filter on it?
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see a Canadian's man's dick.
You want to see an American?
Unless it's
man?
Wolverine.
Wolverine dick. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I love it.
But
Is it made of adamantium?
but the size you can tell with the size.
Uh-huh.
It even looked large with the lack of grooming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you cut it, it'd be bigger.
Not really.
But the hair's eating it.
It seems. The hair eats the
That's
dick.
precious millimeters.
Yeah. You gotta shave that thing down. It's like controlling a forest.
Yep.
You don't want fires.
It's like the difference between a golf course and the putting lawn.
I'm an unwaxed citizen as of recent, so I don't know.
You're on the wax again?
I haven't waxed. Yeah, I'm just on wax right now. I just don't feel like it.
I remember
Just don't want it.
shaving and having sex, and then the person I was with was like, I had that stubble, and I was just cutting,
Oh, yeah.
just cutting the shit. Just like, oh my god.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
She didn't
Yeah, that's
like
why I
stop
just
it.
trim.
No, I had that
In the
Justin
middle?
Bieber dick. I was giving her that beef.
Her beef
You're
was
like,
getting that beef.
baby,
She was just like, afterwards, you.
She's getting that
in the act, you
BD.
can't really be like,
Ooh, he probably calls it that, right? The BD?
The beef D.
The beeb dick?
The beebed.
The BD? Ugh. Biddy. That's
Men
what
don't really have names for
Porky
people
Pig was
like
talking about. That was pretty bad. Yeah, so do you guys know that there potentially could be an extra Rick and Morty, like that was a fake finale? You heard the
Was
rumors?
there one yesterday? No.
No, it's gonna be around Christmas time. There's rumors towards it because they were planning to write a bigger season and it got cut short. And then that last finale kind of just ended. But then at the end, when Mr. Poopy Pants was talking, he's like, "Next time you see me, I might have a big old white beard."
Yeah.
Like kind of referring to like Christmas. They're gonna probably drop another like actual finale,
Oh, super
which is
excited.
probably gonna be.
there's a character named Mr. Poopy Pants.
What?
Yeah, dude. Mr.
Are you not
Poopy
a fan
Pants.
of the show?
I've never watched. It's not that I'm a fan. It's just I'm not exposed to it.
Check this out.
Ignorant
Mr.
of
Poopy
the fact.
Pants stole the hearts of America. Americans.
Is he like close to Mr. Hanky?
No, he's not an
No.
actual poop.
No, yeah, he doesn't. He's
He
not.
looks like a corn dog that has legs and wears a top hat and pants.
God, I
Mr. Poopy Butthole. Isn't
Oh yeah,
it?
Mr. Poopy Butthole. You're right.
I feel like
I
just
said pants. My bad.
it's just like if
It's
you
Mr.
create a
Poopy
cartoon, it's just like
Butthole
just take a
Pants.
bunch of drugs
Yeah.
and just talk shit with your friends and have somebody who knows how to draw.
No, this
Yes.
cartoon is brilliant and amazing.
It actually is. Oh, it was like the most viewed comedy now.
Yeah, ever
It
of all
beat the
time.
Big Bang Theory. It already beat that. Which
Good.
Yeah,
I never watched that
I
one.
fucking
was-
hate the
Rick and
Big
I
Morty
hate
is
them.
bigger than like a
And
live action.
now they
show.
came out
What
with a
channel
new
is it on?
show, Sheldon.
Adult Swim.
So stupid.
Hold on, an Adult Swim show
hate it.
has like larger ratings than
My in-laws love that show.
Is the Big Bang Theory still on?
Yep. Highest paid actors on television right now work for the Big Bang Theory, and they're all getting beat by Rick and Morty.
Dude, that's so you got to do that. If you get on a TV show, I feel bad for I used to feel bad for the people in Seinfeld because they were supposed to like make $1 million an episode, and then Jerry was like, "And I'm done."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh."
I know.
I would. Ooh.
But they're
The
all
schmuck.
fine.
Yeah, I would kill him.
No, they're all fine, dude.
Yeah, they did that.
Except for that dude.
Except for-
Michael Richards. He fucked up, dude. Shouldn't do cocaine and try and do comedy, man.
I mean,
Michael Richards.
don't do
Kramer.
cocaine and do comedy and be
Oh, yeah.
racist. That's the.
Yeah, and
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you-
Yeah, you can do cocaine and comedy.
Yeah, cocaine and
You can
comedy.
do
Are you
cocaine,
claiming-
you can do comedy.
His racism on the cocaine that he did before his set.
I'm blaming his outbursts on it. His racism's always been there, but at least he's been controlling it for that however long.
That was a racist coke outburst.
Yeah, that cocaine brought out his real.
The fucking the coke that layer of like filter that he has was not to say the coke was just like where the little
It
hole.
was.
in
That
it.
coke gave him a
It's
third
like
ball.
two
He
more
was just
lines.
like,
He's
"I'll
gonna be
fucking-"
racist, guys.
Yeah.
Two more
That'd be
lines
funny
straight.
if it
Do
was
you
like-
know what we're talking about?
That'd be
So
funny. But
Kramer from Seinfeld, you remember that guy?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know Seinfeld?
Yeah.
So he's a comedian and he was doing a set after Seinfeld was off the air and
Oh,
stuff.
he's a big time racist. I've heard
and
him.
he like
Jack
yelled
FM.
out he yelled out the N word.
Yeah.
He called someone an N word in the crowd during his
It's the
set.
Laugh Factory.
A bunch of
is
times.
A bunch of times.
Like, it was like, he went on a
"Fuck you,
tirade."
N-word, you
Yeah.
guys are just this, all that. So I
Yeah,
kept
he
heckling
yelled
him, and I was just like, oh yeah.
you know, it'd been funny if one of the black guys up top was just like, "That's just the coke talking."
I had to
He
tell you
probably
so-
bought
no.
the coke from a black guy.
No, I'd like it
It's
afterwards.
like
Someone just being interviewed, like, I ain't even mad at him. I know he was high as coke. I was doing lines with him in the bathroom, man. The guy was doing so much, I don't blame him. I'd be racist too.
Have you ever done coke and just started like, being racist?
He's like, I brought it to him.
All the time.
I warned him ahead of time.
Sorry, I was so racist last night, baby. You know when I get that coke in me.
I warned him ahead of time. This coke is really good, but it might turn you racist if you do more than 5 lines.
This is misogynistic coke. You see?
Right? So good, you're gonna beat your girlfriend.
Babe, I didn't mean to have set or to cheat on you. It was the coke. I thought I was getting misogynistic coke, but instead I got misogynistic coke.
Yeah. I
Cheated
got
on you.
adultery coke, and I was
Yeah.
gonna just sorry.
I got murder coke. I'm fucked.
Right? Not my fault, guys. Check the science. Murder coke.
Why can't I just get the just become a successful member of a band, do like a couple behind the music,
Right?
have a hit, comeback album, coke. Like, and that just says that all in that one bag.
Like whatever Eric Clapton was doing.
Like every other album.
Like Eric Clapton must have that successful coke because he
Is
wrote
Eric
a
Clapton
song.
dead? Did he just die?
No, I don't think so. I think
No,
he's still alive
he's
and
still
just kicking
alive.
ass, and he wrote a song about cocaine and everything.
Who died then? Some guy.
Tom Petty.
Tom Petty died.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a
What the hell's
cokehead.
wrong with you?
I'm sorry, I'm not up on my Tom Petty. I was like, a white man with a guitar died.
You
Tell
just
me
sounded
how.
you just sounded real petty right now. Actually,
That was
excuse
funny.
you.
I like
I'm on my
that.
racist coke. I'm on racist coke. A white man with a guitar died. Tell me.
Yeah, this racist
Oh,
coke.
fuck you.
Is Mick Jagger okay? Does he play guitar? That's sad though. They never do that for like how big was Tom Petty? Was he like
Huge.
Decades.
Yeah.
70s, 80s, 90s, and
His-
up to now. I think
One of
4
his
decades.
songs was our wedding song, and we went and saw him right before. Like we saw him last month, and he played our song there. And that's the only concert that he played it at.
Ever. His whole career.
No,
And then,
in his
and then you killed him.
And then yeah,
And then she shot him.
I had a cold
your
and I
love.
sneezed.
You killed him with your love.
Killed him.
This is the last song.
That was probably what his last concert ever or something, right?
No.
It was
okay.
like there was like 3 more concerts, but yeah, it was like close.
Yeah, Paul Chesney is he's a guy that plays at the cinema, and on Friday night he did a bunch of Petty music, Tom Petty, and he actually went to the concert. I think the same concert that you went to. But he killed it. He killed it on Friday, and then Saturday the band tried, but
Failed.
Everyone loves
Okay.
Tom Petty.
No.
So at least he got to like
See,
do a
it's
show
like
then
he
die.
had
That's pretty
so
cool.
many.
He died
It was his
killing it.
40th anniversary.
He was like the White Prince. You know, weird way.
Dude, he had so
He
many
was
hits.
extra white. Like
I didn't even realize at the concert we were at,
Yeah,
I was like,
right,
oh
yeah.
fuck, I forgot this is a Tom Petty
Like
song. Like he has like
Yeah.
40
well,
fucking.
he played guitar.
That's what he
pretty good.
was.
I think Prince was a better guitar player for sure.
Well, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Let's not forget the band. The band is
The
hella tight.
Heartbreakers, yeah. I feel bad for their heart must go broke. They're like, we're done.
I can never be in the band where the guy has the name and I'm the other. I can't be in those.
No, that'd be
It has to
the-
be
That's why
or one
you're-
thing or
That's
nothing.
why you're a
Right?
committee.
Oh, yeah, that's what.
Comedian.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's the reason why. I'm
Yeah, because there's like
actually-
it's Bradlys.
Yeah, it's like
Especially
there can't be.
Especially you, dude.
I'm not no heartbreaker.
Yeah, exactly. That's gotta be
We're all the
heartbreaker.
heartbreakers.
No, I'm
Heartbreaker
not
sounds replaceable.
a heartbreaker. I'm the
Big heartbreaker.
heartbreaker.
Name
Fuck
2
that.
heartbreakers. I can't.
It's not like Kurt Cobain with Nirvana. Like fuck that shit. We're all Nirvana.
Yeah, exactly. That would
Yeah.
suck if people would have done it. That dude, I watched the Temptations, like behind the VHS, behind the movie, whatever.
Oh,
Not
that's-
behind the scenes, it was a movie, but
Oh yeah, that was very sad.
yeah, it's about the Temptations, and that was because he's like, I want to be David Ruffin in the Temptations. He was trying to take over, trying to pull power moves and shit. It was fucked up.
There's that's hilarious when he's super high on coke and he's in the backstage like, ain't nobody like David Ruffin.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, I want to be.
He's talking about himself.
I want third person high coke. That's what I want. Like your dealer just gives you coke. It's like you're gonna be speaking in third person.
Yeah.
After the company's
You're
like,
about to
oh,
hype- you're your own hype man.
Bradlys likes this coke.
that's a lot of types of coke, y'all. Just
Right.
drink
I just need. That's what I want.
Well, you know, that's why it's a
Bradlys
powerful
needs
drug. It
special
runs
coke.
the
He
world.
does coke and then passes out.
That's what I take a nap.
It just depends what kind of alcohol I drink, because I couldn't tell you what the hell happened to me yesterday. I don't even know what's wrong with me now. Like whatever concoction of like shots that I took
That-
down yesterday.
Well, what kind
Just
of
did
power
it.
did you
Combo?
have?
I mean, I tried to take my homie's girl, dude. Well, he kind of gave me permission, so it doesn't count. And it's not his like girlfriend girl, it's just the girl of the night. So
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's fair game.
I mean,
I am not bringing my girlfriend around here.
don't, yeah, don't,
Everyone's got she's like,
don't.
You sound like a fucking rapper. I fuck my homie's bitch. We still friends though.
It
Yeah.
ain't no fun if the homies can't get none. I live
welcome to
around.
where trap music
I'm
is
brown and
written.
bougie. I thought you knew. Bradlys, where have you been?
That's all rap music is anyway. It's like I got your girl. Like what? What are the lyrics?
I actually told somebody the other day that the reason what's wrong with him is that he thinks that he lives the music. He raps. I'm like, fool, you're just singing along. Like you're not living the life, so shut
Yeah.
up. You're singing it so much you're convincing yourself you live this lavish lifestyle.
You're
Where's
at
your car?
Lonely Karaoke.
Like, why am I picking you up right now?
No one's made enough money in the history of the world to live out a rap verse. Like, no one has that much money
I'm
to, like,
sorry.
do all the things you want to do.
I don't know.
Or
Some,
even
I
a
do
fucking
everything
rap.
that I want to do.
some of those
I
side
disagree.
folks do.
I'm sorry.
I'm talking about
Bradlys.
take one Jay-Z album.
Yeah.
I'm say it first. A whole album, right?
Yeah.
No one makes that much money to not even Jay-Z to do like all the shit he wants to fucking do in the fucking and it's fucking like
I don't
all
agree.
the braggadocious shit. It's like okay, can you no one makes that fucking money. Like no one has that type
Like,
of
I
money.
bought
to
an
do that.
Empire State Building.
Beyonce doesn't even have that money?
Bridge.
It's like, no one has that money.
Nah,
A lot of people have that money.
In their heads.
not a lot of people though. That's the sad part.
To
You can't
live
buy
out-
happiness, okay?
To live a rap life.
A lot more than you think, I think.
The smart rich people you don't even know about. They're
I
not
think I live
influenced
a
or
pretty.
anything.
I think
They're
I live a
like,
pretty
Yeah.
rap
we pay
life
those
without the
Like,
like fancy stuff that I don't want anyway. Like
Yeah.
I don't fucking need all that bling. Because honestly, all I think about when I go to these concerts is every time one of their chains break, can it just get a little bit closer to the stage and I will hop on that bitch. And that's what I think. I don't want people staring at me
Chains are
thinking
fake.
about taking my chains. Okay,
A lot of
that's
those
just
chains
all
are
I'm
fake.
saying.
A lot of those chains are
That's
fake.
that's the
they're
truth.
stage chains.
Yeah, a lot of those fucking things are fake.
Still, I still think about it. You don't know.
Yeah. But probably still be worth money
Yeah,
because
that
it's a
might be
fake
fun.
chain from
Oh yeah,
X
you,
sub
yeah,
rapper.
be like, yeah.
It's worthless, but it's a fake chain from Beyonce, like or fake ring from Beyonce. Like okay,
I think
That's
Beyonce-
fine.
anything
These
from
guys
Beyonce
got
can
kicked
sell
out of a
and you get
bar.
money for it.
These guys got kicked out of a bar across the street from our place for they were hanging out and they were like cholo looking kind of, not really to white racist people maybe, but somebody dropped off a bunch of money to them, but it was for a video that they were gonna shoot like later on in the night, and the bar kicked them out and they were like you're I don't know what you're doing here with all that money. And he's like, oh, it's play money. It's for a music video. He's like, you're making our customers feel uncomfortable. You gotta go. I was like, what dumbass bartender thinks that somebody's just gonna walk around with a gang of money? If you're not in a strip club, there's no reason for a lot of money to be
Yo,
out
bartender, this person's got so much money, I'm very uncomfortable. Can you ask them to
there.
leave?
Yeah, like.
It's really intimidating.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, he said that
over
he told them that they were intimidating their customers. Like,
Yeah.
what
With
you
money?
get?
They
Yeah,
feel
with
like
money.
a small person, like those presidential hands or something.
What time of day?
It was
How did
at night.
everyone know how much money they had though? They just like had a lot of it.
I mean, somebody dropped it off and maybe they looked at it. Like, I didn't even ask them to go into detail, but they came into the bar and they had it, but like, what?
And they gave it to
You
you.
want to stay?
Of course I did. I want to know how much real money they have. The hell?
Dude, when I was working at the hotel.
Yeah, having too much money ain't a problem when you're at a place where you're supposed like to spend it.
That's my favorite when people ball out of the strip club and the dollars go over the stage onto my lap. I got more dollars to drop.
Yeah.
I just reuse. It's like reduce, reuse,
It's-
recycle.
Yeah, recycle. The best one
I
for
don't
that
keep
is
'em.
reuse.
I
Reuse
throw
is the
them.
best one.
My favorite was the reduce.
Dude, I remember working at a hotel. There was this African dude,
Nuh-uh.
and he had stacks, like $10,000 stacks,
Damn.
and then he would just like hand like a couple hundred to like each person, blah blah. But then he was just being obnoxious with it. And he would just be like,
Wait.
he'd just have a stack of money, like
So wait, he's a guest
He's a
at
guest.
the hotel.
Yeah.
Where is he sitting? At the concierge, just like handing out money,
Yeah.
like
just has a
Really?
stack of money, and he's just carrying it
just
around
downstairs at in the lobby.
everywhere.
Wherever you
Every
went.
fucking
Yeah.
way he went, he just had fucking money. And then I remember
And he give everybody money?
he gave everyone fucking
Anyone. Like nobody people that didn't work there.
No, people that worked there. He's like, oh, what's up? Ah! But then he was making like other guests uncomfortable because it was just being loud and obnoxious with all this fucking money and just tipping.
Yeah.
Shaming
Everyone and shit.
that is because all the other guests
Yeah.
were shamed that they weren't fucking tipping.
Yeah.
And then
Exactly.
I'd be happy if at least he's taking care of him.
I hate that. I hate
we're
that.
like this fool's gonna get fucking robbed.
Oh, yeah.
And then I remember a fucking wad of money came out of his pocket on the street, and then it was in front of the camera, and I was like, I had to walk
How
over to
much
that
was
money.
it?
Had to be like $5,000.
Damn.
And you gave it to him?
And I just gave it back because all of you in the camera. I was like,
Did he give you any of it
Finders
back?
keepers. I would have looked at the camera. Finders keepers. I didn't steal this shit.
By the time I'm done with
I'm
this,
quit.
I'm
I quit. Yeah, what the hell? By the time exactly. I could get a job in a month.
yeah. I was like,
5,000.
oh
the
my.
video would just be being surprised. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
running away.
I would
Oh
have
my
been on
God.
video. Fucking put those
Suck it.
motherfuckers off. I'll get a new job. I got.
I didn't steal from them.
$300 a week I could live.
I didn't steal from them. Fuck yeah, I would have done it. I'm sorry, Bradlys. You didn't make a good decision that day.
I would have.
You know what I would have done? I would have walked by, dropped the napkin over, and then picked the napkin up. Oh, I didn't see
So
what was
stealthy.
under the
It was?
napkin.
That's stealth.
Yeah, that might
It
have
was
been a smudge
it's
on
in the middle of the
camera.
street.
Step on
People
it.
saw me, so it's not like I could have just been
So
like, oh, by
what?
the way.
Let them all see you be
That-
You
successful.
run up
Watch
on
me.
it like it's
Watch
a
me,
drop
bitch.
football. You
I ain't
throw
sharing.
it up.
It was 10,000.
I ain't sharing.
I would
I'd have
have
been like, this is for me.
I would have quit.
I did all the work.
10,000. That's where you draw the line.
I would have
That's
like,
alright.
that was like 3-4 months salary. So I'd have been like, okay, I could be fine for 3-4 months.
Man, I was pissed off.
Peace, bitches.
Yeah.
Hell no, I was pissed off once somebody tipped me $100 for serving them a glass of water, and then I had to put it in the tip jar and share it with Nilu. I'm just like, why could you go get diarrhea somewhere? Like, he tipped me $100 for a glass of water, and mind you, he asked me when she was standing right in front of him. So I was like, I did all the work. I walked all the way past her to get to him. All the work. I walked all the way across the bar to ask him what he wanted, and he ordered a glass of water, and I walked all the way to the back of the bar to serve the water, and then gave it to him.
All the
And then
way,
he
huh?
told me to put it in my pocket. He said put it in your pocket, and I could have done that, but I love Nilu.
Because if you weren't there, God knows.
Well, no, I mean I love Nilu, but that one just kind of hurt my heart a little because it was like, damn, bitch, I did all the work. What you mean? I got a bucket for a water. Like, you should just be happy for me.
Yeah, but
I'm
it's
sorry, I won't hate on you. Like, no. And you know what I mean? Wasn't even.
No one's happy when somebody gets $100 and it's not them. So I'm so happy.
Well, you know what? It was funny because
You gotta
it was
tip.
funny because the whole reason why it was made a big deal was because my dad and I always try to compete with who gets the most tips for the least amount of drinks we sell. So like, if somebody tips him $5 for one beer, he'll walk up to him and be like, "One beer, got $5," you know.
Does
So
he
I
share
walked
it?
up to him. I walked up to him and I was like, "I got $100 for a glass of water." Like, have you ever done that? Like, nah. And he looked at me and he's all butthurt and he's like, "You gotta put that in the tip jar." Like that's how he went up me.
Yeah.
He's like, "You gotta share with Nilu." And I was like, "Damn, Dad."
You should have said that. Well, too late now, you know.
They trying to do that at the hotel, like cool tips, and it was almost like a revolution.
I'm sorry, I'm drinking all the water. So
They're like,
bitch is
no.
thirsty.
We're like, no. We're like, that's what do you mean? I carry bags and I gotta put, and people were fucking. I know I would not be truthful, but yeah, I got tipped $10. Like, fuck that.
I worked as a delivery guy for a place once, and my friends worked there, and I would just do deliveries. And one time I got a big ass like $30 tip or something, and I told him, and then my friend she just went and like was like, "No, we need to start pulling tips. He got a $30 tip. We didn't get any of that." I'm like, "But none of you guys can even drive. Like, I'm out there risking my life just to bring someone a sandwich." Yeah, no, I was pissed. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna quit this job." Like, I was just like, I can get a better job. Like,
Fuck her,
Yeah.
bitch.
yeah, that was so fucked. I'm like,
What if
I
I
never
hate
asked
her?
for your guys' tips. You guys have the whole diner. I get whatever I drive for and then whatever they're paying me. That's it.
Well, it's just like
One
when somebody
time.
try to fucking quit the bar and say, "Yeah, they don't give me lunch." Bitch, you sit your ass down and eat a lunch. Like, you do not need a lunch at a fucking bar. It's like, what do you need to sit down for? Stand up.
Or you could be like,
Shut up.
oh, you can pull tips, or you can pay us more. I mean, that's an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
I love going to the places where they put on their menus. They're like
Suggested.
in order to support a living wage, we add 20% to everyone's bill. It's like, no, you just cheap bastards who don't want to fucking pay anybody. Like, what?
so I saw going to Cabo Cantina. They do that shit.
They have it
So
on the
everything
menu.
you order, everything else gets extra 4% or whatever added onto it. Just to.
But
so-
do they then
Yeah,
encourage you to
I-
tip after that on top
yeah,
of
of
it?
course they do.
Oh.
And if you're a party of like
No.
4 or more, it's already added in no matter what.
I hate places like that because then the people from both sides of the spectrum too. Like, you're an asshole because there's a tip there, so now you're just gonna be a jerk to me. And then the waitresses and waiters that abuse the system, they're like, "Oh, well, I already got my tip, so I'm just not gonna fucking try."
Right, yeah.
Like, it's both. Like, they're both assholes.
Yeah, and
People.
most of the time I think they would get bigger tips if it wasn't just assumed thrown on there. You know,
Well,
like-
I would always rely on
I
my
don't like-
service, and I would say, hey, just so you know, gratuity's not included on when it was my thing at work to do that. But I think, like, there's new restaurants and stuff. Like, the whole thing of tipping and service, like, California, we pay people a minimum wage here. If you're a server in other states, you make like $3 an hour, so the tip is part of it. And the whole servers, like in general, I believe came up because back when, you know, a house would open up and sell food to people who were like working nearby. People would show up and like serve the food, and they would, the house, like whoever's making the food wouldn't pay that person. They would just get paid by the person eating the food as a tip. And it kind of spiraled, and I don't think we need this system anymore. It needs to be changed. So there's some restaurants in like that have raised the prices, and you cannot tip, and that is now allowed them to not only pay a working wage to the front of the house, but also the back of the house, because what you guys don't think about is like the people in the kitchen, they work super hard, they work long ass hours, they don't get tipped. Here's the thing, they don't get tipped, so they make the same amount of money, but they make shit compared to servers.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with raising prices to bake in paying people what they should be paid. I mean, that should be built into your business plan anyways. I don't like it when people advertise it to me like, look at me, I'm so progressive, like I'm charging you more money and telling you I'm charging you more money to make a statement so that I can feel better about myself for paying my workers a shitty wage.
Y'all are so mature, because all I'm thinking about is how I can't stand bitches that draw heart circles underneath what the suggested tip they think with the
me
thank
too.
yous.
I don't.
Bitch, do not.
I don't even
fake
write.
Me.
I don't
fake me out.
I hardly even ever write thank you on the ticket, and I average.
Really? No tip for you?
I average no, because I don't
face.
fucking. I am a person that is like personable. If you don't
I
like
happy
me,
face.
whatever.
Yeah.
But I make great fucking tips.
Even people that don't like me like me. So, I don't have to worry about that.
But it's an awkward thing. It's like, here's what you owe for the food that you ate. Now, there's another unspoken hidden bill that you like.
How many times
fucking-
did she smile at me? Like,
That's what you're. How do you tip people? Is that how you tip people?
I just tip people by feel.
He doesn't tip.
I feel. A lot of my friends are cheap. I don't know. All my friends are cheap. I feel like anytime we go out, I always tip. Well, I tip a lot.
I just
Leonardo
try to.
DiCaprio doesn't tip. So
Who? Oh, Michael Jordan thinks that waiting on him is a tip in itself. He don't tip either.
you don't tip?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's decent.
That's
Waiting on him is
He's
a
like, you're
tip.
welcome.
he said that.
You're welcome,
See,
server.
You welcome.
At least Picasso was classy about it, because he used to just like doodle on a napkin. Like he'd go drink at bars and then he'd doodle on a napkin, and when they brought him the bill, everyone just kind of be like, yeah, because now you got an original Picasso, so that's your like.
That's your
I
tip.
You
can't
keep
feed
that,
my
like-
family with a napkin, motherfucker.
You can sell that.
No, but you can raise your prices and put like a 4% charge because Picasso drank there.
You know what? I'm really upset about napkin art actually, because there's this guy that comes to the bar and
Don't call me
doodles.
napkin art. I told you I hate that.
Fuck napkin art.
This guy comes in and he doodles, and I told him one day, I
Art.
said, and he doodles a lot, you know, and so he's very interesting looking. So one day I was like, hey bro, are you gonna ever leave one for us? And he drew one, and he got my nails in the drawing, which I love because I don't even have my nails done, but he knows that I'm usually up on my game. And he drew my hand with nails and all the bottles. He put all the bottles, and he wrote like Melania, pick me. It's a cool ass drawing, right?
Yeah.
So then the other day he drew me. He drew my hoop earring and me pointing at somebody asking, "You good?" And I was like, I want yes. And I was like, I want it. And stupid ass Paul took it and said he was
Paul?
gonna. Yes, Paul took it and said he was gonna Kinko copy it for me. And the next day he came in and told me he lost my napkin art. I'm pissed off at his old high ass because I
Why'd
told him
you
to let
let
me
him
take a
do
picture
it?
of it. Because apparently he paid the guy $5 to draw me. And so, it was, yeah, like, that's what he said. He's old. That's what I said, and he didn't let me. And I'm really upset because, like, it was so mean. You know
Did he
what I
really
mean?
say
Like,
Kinko's or Xerox? Like,
no, he said,
probably
he
Xerox.
said Kinko's. He said
By the
Kinko's.
way,
He probably
Either
went
by
to
the way,
like a
the-
taco stand and used
That's
that
what
napkin to
I'm-
wipe his face, and I was like, oh,
he
fuck.
probably
Like-
fell down and wiped the blood
That's
off.
what I'm saying.
Oh, shit.
Oh, gosh,
Use it as a fucking
It
tourniquet.
was art.
Well, I was
That was
really
like guacamole
upset because it was a
stand.
really nice. It was a really nice drawing of me, and I really liked that.
Wait,
Said,
what were
you good?
you
Like,
good?
I was. It's just if you
You good?
seen it, you was like that was so Melania. Like the hoop, the hair, it was great,
Oh.
and it's gone forever.
Well, I hope he draws it again. That sounds really funny.
It was
So,
funny.
You good? But I mean, I think I'm good. You guys good? Want to wrap this up? perhaps?
Yes, please.
All right. It's been another Mature Adult Time. I'm Art Hernandez.
Mel C.
Eric Kazmarowski.
Serafina.
Thanks,
Costanza.
Bradlys, for hanging out.
And thanks, Bradlys.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Brad.
guys. Thanks for
Brad.
having me.
We'll have his info down in the
Please.
comments if you want to write to him. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.